That's right, Jeremy. South Africans from all walks of life continue to pay homage to the outgoing Auditor General Kimi Makwetu. The news, of course, coming in last night of his untimely passing. I'm joined by somebody who knew him for more than a decade, Imran Vanker from the Independent Regulatory Board of Auditors, IRBA. Mr. Vanker, thank you for your time. Your reaction as IRBA.
Michael, today is a very sad day for the profession. If there's one person in our country, and indeed for many parts of the world, who represents Mr. Auditor, it was Mr. Kimi Makwetu himself. So for all of us here at the IRBA, for the 40,000 people who call themselves chartered accountants in South Africa, and for the many friends that he worked with across the African continent, Kimi's passing is a great tragedy for us. Tragedy more so because of the great legacy that Kimi has left to the profession in South Africa, in Africa and across the world.
You knew him for 15 years. You must have had a couple of private conversations. What stands out in your memories as we look back on his life?
I think Kimi's priority really is this amazing family that he's left behind. And we send our sympathies and condolences to Mrs. Makwetu and the 3 children. However, everybody who's worked with him recognized that Kimi's commitment was, how could we make the world a better place? And that featured in everything that he did, from the United Nations to the smallest municipalities in the Eastern Cape that he enjoyed visiting, carrying the message of clean audit, good governance and accountability for one's actions. So that's really the serious Kimi. To those of us who knew him individually and privately, Kimi never spared an opportunity to teach you a good lesson. Kimi never spared an opportunity to provide some firm direction. And of course, it's that people are recognizing in the outpouring of their messages today.
He really had his work cut out for him, as did the Office of the Auditor General and auditors across South Africa. If you look at the state of local governance and governance in general in South Africa, how best do we honor the legacy of the man?
I think that, Michael, Kimi's legacy, which he established at the start of his term, 7 years ago in 2013, was to really give his office the teeth that the legislation hadn't yet offered him. And so while he championed these amendments to the Public Audit Act, really looking to see how we hold those that we elect and those that we appoint to be accountable for the responsibilities we give them. And I think he would have said that he would like us to live those values, implement that legislation, not for the sake of catching people out, but certainly for the idea being a greater and better life for the people of South Africa. And that's really the legacy that I hope the 3,000 people who worked for him in the Auditor General's office, who are very sincere and dedicated to his cause, will continue for every day into the future.
I think undeniably South Africa needed more Kimi Makwetus.
Oh, indeed it did. And I think in some ways the world recognized his value, as has been reported widely today. Just a few days ago, Kimi was appointed by the United Nations General Assembly to join the Audit Committee of the UN. He was elected by acclamation, a very popular choice, but built on the fact that Kimi was a principal architect of this organization of international audit institutions, how they can better connect with the people, how their work can be more relevant. And of course, for us as auditors working at the IRBA, Kimi was a real unifier for us, bringing public and private sector auditors together, using the authority of his position to say, let's make audit quality the goal. We have other interests. Of course, there's a lot of noise, but what we're able to do as institutions working together is really improve audit quality, because ultimately, if people are comfortable about the work that the audit does, the country is going to be a better place.
Imran Vanker from IRBA, thank you so much for your time. Jeremy, back to you.